Peace, peace. Islam Allah. Peace to the gods and earths. Peace to the gods, the supreme angels. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Hotep. Whatever way you say peace, 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 peace. Peace is the nature of the original peace people. Peace is universal greeting with showing the righteous abide by willingly. I'm your brother in the struggle, brother Minister Alif. And today we're going to cover the tricknology of the Fed. I don't know if you heard, I'm pretty sure you have, you should have, but Silicon Valley Bank on the West Coast in California and Signature Bank on the East Coast in New York. Now keep in mind, these is the financial hubs. You're talking about New York and California. This is ridiculous. But it's a good omen about the smoke and mirrors that the devil keep throwing up before our people and the tricknology they keep playing on our people, making them think that everything's going to be all right. Signature Bank went belly up. They went bankrupt. They lost that money. And Signature Bank did the same thing. Now, you're gonna hear all these news reports that's not gonna tell y'all the real deal. I'm gonna tell y'all the real deal. Let me put y'all down with some gangster street stuff. How this thing really works. Signature Bank, let me give you the short version. Say you had your own bank. Just give you a little analogy, for example, so you can understand. Say you had your own bank and your bank had $50 billion in it. The gangster banks like Bank of America, they got, say, $200-300 billion. So what they do is they take and have clients put money inside Silicon Valley Bank. So say Silicon Valley Bank in the past had $50 billion in assets. All of a sudden it went to $200 billion. They like, oh, we eat. They drinking champagne. They on yachts, fishing. They loving it. Oh, they getting the interest off this money. They like these dumb consumers. This is so beautiful. But they forgetting there's always a bigger gangster than your gangster. There's always another hustler that's going to out hustle your hustle. I don't care what you in, what underground, above ground, black, white, whatever. That's just human nature. So the big boys, we ain't gonna say no names. No, I'm using this as a hypothetical or symbolic situation here. Say the big bank sneak and they got 50 million. They sneak and put 300% more money in that bank. They now got like, say, 200 billion in Silicon Valley Bank. But they setting them up. It's not checkers, it's chess, fam. Then the big bank come in and say, all right, take all your money out, withdraw your accounts. They take all that money out with their iPhones and ship the money over Asia, as the messenger said, to foreign banks. The bank collapsed. Boom. Now the people that had the $50 billion in the bank, like, yo, what's going on? I had, Oprah Winfrey, like, I had $1 billion in here. Jay-Z, like, I had $1 billion. Kanye, I had 400 million in here. It don't make a difference to the hustlers. See, we be thinking on a small scale. We thinking riches, they thinking wealth. So it's a hustle. All this crap is a hustle. They took and said, all right, the people withdraw the money. They call that a runoff. They take the money out the bank and then they like, oh man, they panicking like, oh man, the bank ain't gonna have my cash. Hold, I got 70,000 in that bank. Let me take my money out that bank and send it to another bank. Now say Warren Buffett You know, everybody jumping on Facebook. Warren Buffett like, I ain't paying that stuff no attention. I'm sticking with Bank of America. Now, I mean, now the rich people is like, okay, our money is in Bank of America. So naturally, a certain percentage of the people in Silicon Valley or Signature Bank in New York, they're going to take that money out the bank and they're going to put it in Bank of America. Now, remember, originally, Silicon Valley only had, say, $50 billion in there. Now, if the people panic and they take their money out and they put, say, I'm just being conservative, say they put $20 billion in Bank of America Bank. Bank of America take all that money from Silicon Valley. They took $150 billion out of that joint. I mean, get lost. I mean, Biden, the president, he comes out, don't panic. Everything's going to be all right. Anytime you see an old white man come out and tell y'all, don't panic, y'all better panic. I mean, so here's President Biden holding breaking news. Oh, don't panic, listen, because he knows October 1920, the stock market crashed when Mass Farmer Muhammad came. So here they like, oh my goodness, this thing great fall. Now, I mean, now, I know I love President Obama. I look at him as secret fruit for real. But Obama, those that do the math, Obama did not win no election. The Electoral College didn't appoint no presidents. The 10%, the rich, the slave makers of the poor who teach the poor what? Lies. They appoint the president. I seen the tape. You got President Bush sitting here. On his left is President Obama. Nancy Pelosi is in front of him. And next to her is, I forgot his name. The senator that died, the Republican boy. I can't even think his name right now. I'll probably put a link or something on here. John McCain. McCain is sitting over there. So President Bush, the banks collapsed. This is back in the day. All the banks collapsed. We're grade B in soup kitchens again. It's grade B anarchy, starvation, worldwide. Now, I mean, so Bush is like, oh man, this is crazy on my watch. All right, do we have a plan? He asked McCain, and it's on tape. He's like, do you have a plan? And McCain was like, honestly, Mr. I don't know what to do. It's like, this is way out my league. This is, I don't know, all of the banks is going belly up. What can I do? I mean, the Republicans did not have a plan. Now, I'm gonna put y'all down with some gangster stuff. So, Nancy Pelosi, you know, the Democrats, Republicans, you know how they play the tricknology. You know what I mean? You know, they make you think that Democrats is one thing, Republicans is one thing, but they're just two wings on the same bird. They're the exact same thing. And now 85% mentally dead, easy to lead in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right direction. People, they just believe it. I'm Democrat, I'm Republican. That's how they vote. The tricknology, bullcrap. Know what I mean? So so Bush asked Nancy, like, dang, my team is don't have a plan. Like, what's up with y'all Democrats? Y'all got a plan? And she was like, I'm not sure. So she looked to this young boy, the youngest senator. She looked at President Obama. He's a senator at the time. She's like, Senator Obama, do we have a plan? You know what Obama did, like a true gangster? That's why I love Obama. Obama lied. And Obama said, Mr. President, we have a plan, with a straight face. And later on, he admitted, I ain't know what I was talking. He said, when I started I had no idea what I was. That's a hustler right there. I love that. Know what I mean? He came in on a crutch. He was like, he had a plan. He ain't had no damn plan. He had no idea what to do. But he wasn't going sweat in front of the devil either. Know what I mean? So his thing was like, yeah, we got Democrats got a plan. So now they leave that meeting, they go outside to a press conference. All the media around the world like, yo, keep in mind, Greece went bankrupt, all kind of stuff was going on. So they like, all right, what's up? So The Republicans, bullshit crap artists they are, they take and tell the media, we have a bipartisan plan to solve this situation. President Obama, Obama said he ain't know what he was saying for real. He was like, yeah, we got a plan. We're going to do this. We're going to bail out the banks. He had no idea logically, mathematically how to do it. He just knew it had to be done. And he had the courage to do something. See, when you have a crisis situation, it's not that you do the right thing or wrong thing. It's you do something. A general is going to do something. Like, all right, everybody died, but I tried. Obama, he tried and he came up. He had it thrown like, all right, we're going to bail these banks. And they bailed the banks out. But that was not Obama's original plan or intent or the Democrats. They had no idea what to do when the banks went belly. They knew that if the markets showed that everything was falling apart, everyone on earth economic system was going to fall apart because America is supposed to be the richest nation on earth. Of course, she like over $20 trillion in debt, but she's still the richest nation on earth. Know what I mean? So Obama did his thing. Know what I mean? They went for it. Now, the banks stayed afloat, robbed the mess out of not people like they robbed the government. No, they didn't. They robbed you. They robbed me. They robbed anybody that went to the store and bought some deodorant or soap and paid the sales tax. Anybody that filed a 1040 and worked and did what they call the right thing and paid their taxes to the IRS. And they took and paid their CEOs all this money. They laughed all the way to their own bank. Long story short. But Silicon Valley Bank and now Signature Bank just went belly up. President Biden comes out, barely comes out. When he walked out the door, it's like, yo, this is an old man. Can this man just chill and go with his wife and relax? But he gotta carry the weight of this nation on his shoulder. He can't be. I don't know what he's gonna do next. He's saying he's gonna run again or whatever. I don't know. He's a fragile. He's just as fragile as this economy. He's just as old as this bullcrap nation that they trying to uphold. But it's like, if Trump is running, I don't support Trump and I don't support Biden. I'm an independent. My thing is about the individual. Like, what can we do for self? I'm like, okay, me and my earth, we gonna be good. Regardless of what these devils do. I don't depend on a mystery guy. I don't sit at home and wait for that mystery guy to bring me no food. No, it's not happening. It's not going down. I know that messenger Elijah Muhammad, he gave us this here. Y'all remember this? The fall of America. Y'all took this and threw it under the bed, on the shelf, in a box. Oh, I read that years ago. You better pick it back up. You better pick this back up. You better get back on post. When this thing fall apart, it's going to be chaotic. It's getting so ridiculous. You got people now you got all these YouTube bullies talking about what they're going to do. Not to the devil, not to the system, but to you and me. You know good and well those that say don't do and those that do don't say. Things are going to fall apart. Everywhere you look, you're going to see things falling apart. All these systems, all these houses built on sand, all this spooky stuff, all that crap going to fade when this money go away. See, right? As long as people eating and they got food, clothing, and shelter, they can pretend to be all right. They can fake the funk. You can rent a car, pay your rent, pay your mortgage. Act like you got a bunch of money or something. But when it really, really falls, like you literally are looking for vegetables and trash cans, and you literally see with your physical eye, as the Bible puts it, the mother will take and dash her baby's brains against the wall and eat her own baby. That's what type of famine we talk. Not for the word of God. That's a separate thing. When you're going to want the message to you, you're going to be like, damn, we should have listened to them royalties. But I'm talking a worldwide famine that is not some natural event, but the 10% is intentionally orchestrating this stuff. Now, I mean, our people think that the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank, the central bank, is part of the government. No, the Federal Reserve is over the government. It's over the president, over Congress, over the Senate, over your bullcrap vote, over your politicians, your ministers, your captains, your secretaries, your car dealers. It's over the drug cartels. It's over fentanyl. It's over TV. It's over YouTube, Instagram. If the Federal Reserve clap their hands, the world as you know it would literally disappear. You'll be back eating raw meat in the caves. I mean, it'll shock you back into reality. Now, I mean, you know, it's like the American dollar that everybody's doing all this hustling and killing and scheming for. Say you took out a dollar bill in 2023. Your dollar bill's worth 3 cents. It's worth 3 cents. Now, I mean, let me read something to you from Messenger Elijah Muhammad in this holy book, The Fall of America. Now, I mean, you know how you talk about your holy Bible, your holy Quran. They not holy. This is the holy stuff, the direct teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. The messenger wrote chapter 20, Decline of the Dollar. Let me read some of this here. All right. The stronghold of the American government is falling to pieces. Now, keep in mind, this is back, I think, 1973. Let me double check. Yeah, this is back in 1973, family. The stronghold of the American government is falling to pieces. She has lost her prestige among the nations of the earth. One of the greatest powers of America was her dollar. The loss of such power will bring any nation to weakness, for this is the media of exchange between nations. The English pound and the American dollar have been the power and beckoning light of these two great powers. But when the world went off the gold and silver standard, the financial doom of England and America was sealed. The pound has lost 50% of its value. America's dollar has lost everything now as power backing for her currency, which was once backed by gold for every $5 note and up. All of her currency was backed by silver from a dollar note up. But today, the currency of America is not backed by any sound value, silver or gold. Game over, family. The messenger gave it to us. They gave it to us, and it said when Nixon, when these gangsters took. I remember. Now I'm 58 years old. I remember as a child, my mom would take and give me like I got 3 sisters. She's feeding 4 children. She'll give me, say, a $5 bill and be like, I was born with the name Isha, night prayer. She's like, go to the store and get some hot dogs, some beans, and some Kool-Aid, and some bread, and some sugar. All this stuff was $5. I go across the street to the corner store. We was living out 22nd Indiana in North Philadelphia at the time. Beautiful home and all that. I don't know what poverty is yet. I go to the store, I get a man $5. He give me this stuff. Mom, I want a pound of hot dogs. Ooh, hey. We get the stuff. he give me my change. He would literally give me a sterling silver Kennedy dollar. That coin is worth like $10, $15. I don't know how much it is now. I know back in the day it was like 30 years ago, it was worth like $10. I don't know what it is today. Not me. But when you look at the money, it would say on it that it's backed by silver or gold. I mean, you know, it's like it's redeemable and so it's backed by something. It could be backed by 40 ounces of bear, blunts, some Nikes, real estate, gas, or your money supposed to be backed by something. The American dollar is backed by nothing. All right. Now, I got a Monopoly board upstairs. In fact, let me go get this real quick. Hold on. All right, fam, I'm back. Here's the actual game, Monopoly. Family game, you know what I mean? Now, I don't know if y'all played Monopoly or not, but I played Monopoly before, you know. But I'm just using this for example. All right, this is $500. This is $100. This is $20. This is the $10. And this is the $1. Now say like this summer I gotta rip the steps out the deck and I gotta go to Home Depot and get some wood and put some more sturdy wood in there. And once I put it out, then I'm gonna have to stain it and paint it and all that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna go to Home Depot. Now, say I get the wood, and they say, okay, to fix this deck, it's gonna cost you $480. Oh, okay. And I go in my wallet, and I give them this. They're like, what's this? That's $500. See, it say $500 Monopoly money. They be like, sir, you can't pay your bill with that. I mean, we need some real money. I'd be like, that is real money. That's not real money. Why is it not real money? Because it's play money. It's Monopoly. It's a game. That's not real money. I mean, and then if I pull out 5 $100 bills, I'll take the pen, make sure it's real. Now, this is real money. Is it? Why? It's a Federal Reserve note. It's an IOU. It's a promissory note. It's like me taking a piece of paper and write, I owe you $500, sir. And you won't accept Monopoly money, but you'll accept a picture of Benjamin Franklin, a womanizer, a drunkard, Coke snorter. You know what I mean? You know, Benjamin Franklin, not a president, but they put him on that bill. You'll accept that. You'll kill for that. People will die for this fake money. You know what I mean? Why? Because they think the Federal Reserve Bank, the Central Bank of America, is it's a gangster hustle. It's like, yo, it's Monopoly money. It's not backed by gold, silver. It's not backed by nothing. And I just seen on the news within the last 48 hours. I'm in Pennsylvania. In Chester County, they just locked up. Well, they ain't even lock them up. They got away with it. They got these counterfeit $100 bills going around. The guy was like, when we swipe it, it seemed real. Now, I mean, it got the barcodes on, but the counterfeit is so good because, you know, we're in the age of laser technology. Now, I mean, digital copy machines that copy in color and front and back. So people just put money on the machine and just copy it. Like, they make their own Monopoly money. Now, you know, that's illegal, of course. And, you know, the Secret Service is, you know, trying to stop. But their thing is, eventually we got to get rid of paper money. We have to have digital money. So eventually they're going to have all plastic. It's not going to solve the problem. The plastic is not going to be backed by anything either. I mean, so if the American dollar is worth 3 cents as a Federal Reserve physical piece of paper and you had it on your MasterCard, your Visa, your American Express, your Discover card, what have you, it's still worth 3 cents. So if inflation is still running amok, your money did not physically change. It's still $1. It's still $500. It's still $100 bill, if you will, $1,000 bill, whatever. I mean, but the hustlers, the 10%, as our lessons teaches us, the 10% are the rich, the slave makers are the poor, who teach the poor lies, to believe that the almighty, true, and living God is a spook. They are the bloodsuckers of the poor, family. So Master Muhammad, the messenger, is like trying to get us to understand in the fall of America, listen, the decline of the dollar is the decline of the nation. You're investing your future in a dying dollar. What does that mean? That means that you're thinking you're going to have something when you really have nothing. See, if I take this Monopoly money and I could take, let me just take a bill out real quick, for example. Say we play Monopoly. Now, I mean, say you got your friends over the house, y'all playing around, and y'all say, all right, I take the $500 bill and say, all right, this is what we going to do. I'm gonna take a magic marker and write a comma and 3 more zeros on here. The $500 bill is now $500,000. So you could buy whatever you want on the board for $500,000. Or I could take my magic marker and scrape out the 2 zeros and say, all right, listen, the $500 bill is going to be worth $5. Whatever I think in my head, whether I want it to go up or down, inflation go up or down, I can artificially control the market. This is what is really happening in 2023. Now, I mean, like a farmer grows some corn. He'd be like, oh man, I got $3 million worth of corn. No, you don't. What you mean? I just grew the corn. It's healthy. Look, the government like, listen, if you put that corn on the market, you're going to make $3 million. But this is what we need you to do. Let that corn rot on your farm. Rot on my farm? Why? People starving. We need corn to, 10% of the gasoline get cut with corn and ethanol. I mean, like, yo, why would we waste the money? Because we want to manipulate and control the markets. We want these stupid people that got all their money in these banks, and these banks taking that money, sending it to all these different diverse corporations that's running the world and, giving them interest out of the roof. And because of inflation, we want this corn to go up. We want the price of an ear of corn for. You go to movies and buy some popcorn. You go to the gas station and get some gasoline with 10% ethanol or corn mixed in it. We want them prices going up so that we can make more money. Because as long as these 85% mentally dead, the masses, billions of them, 8 billion, 85% is almost, as long as like 7 billion people believe that this is actual money, we're going to continue to rule the world. People like, but what about the 5%ers? What about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan? Like, listen, they could teach truth all day long. The dead is dead. As long as they believe in the devil. As long as they believe that our system is real, it's real. As long as a child believes Santa Claus really exists, Santa Claus really exists. You can't tell that child no different. I mean, because that mentality, that spookism, that superstition, that ignorance, now I mean, that's how it really operates. Now I mean, so you have the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank. Now I mean, they're literally laughing by able to manipulate the economy. Now I mean like say you had $1 million and you went to a bank. Say you went to Bank of America, TD, Citibank, whatever. Now I mean, you go in the bank and you got $1 million. You put your $1 million inside of a checking account. It's only insured up to $250,000. Up to, that means it could be insured to $50,000, but up to no more than $250,000. So the reality is, this is the world we exist in. The reality is, there are a lot of people that think they're going to either beat the system or change the system. It's not going to happen, family. Sad to tell you the reality, the truth. The cold truth is, the system is such a vicious beast that when you cut the head off the beast, it just grows another one. You think you're going to get rid of imperialism? What you're going to really do is delay it. You may have a decent leader in position, a good guy, a good girl, but their future ruler, the person that comes after them, their sons and daughters, greedy as hell, cold devils. Now the black devil is 7 times worse than the white devil, because the black man and woman has 7 mind dimensions: the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, soul, the self, and the will. So when we think like the devil is, oh my goodness. So just because you may have a black leader, that can make it worse. I mean, imagine Massa in slavery saying, I'm going to whip you. You're getting 100 lashes. You're like, oh man, it's great. Whip my behind. But then imagine Negro Ned saying, Massa, I beat him. You're like, oh, not this fool. Because he's gonna show Massa that he's such a good buck. He gonna like, yo, man, you killed me. I mean, Massa with me. I'm like, yo, rip my skin all up. I'm in pain. I mean, my wife had to put some lard on my back, trichina worms all up in me. But I live. I got the scars all on my back like Will Smith, as they say in the movie. But this 85%er, this mentally dead get in position, man, they in the way. I mean, they in the way. Now I mean, so you have to be mindful of the game that these 10% is playing. The 5% are the poor righteous teachers. See, you look at it like, well, you know, if you got the truth, why you don't have fiat money? Why you don't have money that's not backed by gold or silver? We're not tracing that bull crap. I mean, we know how to use it. I mean, just like we're soldiers. I mean, we know how to survive. I mean, it's like, okay, we understand we're in a system of capitalism and pluralism. Now, I mean, you know, it's like you're not going to get around it. I don't want you to think the Nation. See, the Nation of Islam is a dichotomy. I wrote a book years ago called The Dichotomy of Capitalism and Socialism in the Nation of Islam. Vicious treatise that I did on that back in like 40 years ago. Now, I mean, short version. Our lessons teaches us in Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1, also known as the 1 of 14. Socialist means to advocate a society of men or groups of men for one common cause. All right. So you're thinking that you're a capitalist, an imperialist. You're thinking about the system. See, this is the problem with the present systems that you see, the present ideologies that's running the world right now in 2023. I'm going to break this down in simple language. I'm take something complicated, just give you the simple. It's more to it, but I'm going to just give you the simple version of it. All right. You have, if you have any system, socialist, capitalist, whatever, you could use the Russian model, the African model, the Chinese model, whatever. It can be good or evil. See, that's the thing we got to understand about the systems. The systems are designed to get you to think about the fraction and not the whole. It's getting you to think about the effects and not the cause. It gets your premises wrong. See, if you go on YouTube and just listen for a minute. I don't care what it is. Bible, Quran, Afrocentric, Nation Islam, Sunnis, atheists, whites, blacks, poor, straight, gay, young, old. Listen to all the systems on the planet Earth in 2023. And you're going to notice that they all have a singular root in the technology of the system. They see this, like, say our best Afrocentric scholars, our best Islamic teachers, whatever. They'll have you thinking on the level of a nation in a nation. That's not what the mess with. He's like, yes, we trying to build a nation because that's part of our struggle. But his thing is like, we're Asiatics. Huh? We're Asiatics. What do you mean? He's like, what are you talking about? See, that sounds crazy. They think you're talking about Chinese people and foreigners. No, this is what Master Muhammad meant. They talking supreme mathematics. They talking God shit. All right? It's all about the individual. You are the government. You are the nation. Oh, come on, now, leave you gonna scare them away. You are the nation. Our mentality has us thinking about Nigeria, connect Egypt, China, America. We're the original Americans. We started Central America. All of that is technology. Every atom of that nonsense is technology. Let's go back. Let me take you back. I'm taking you back before the Anunnaki, before the Nubians or the Kushites or the Kemetic systems. And I'm taking you before any of that, before Greece, Rome, before there is a Bible or Quran or Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Torah, before Moses, before Ibrahim, before black, brown, yellow, red, and white people was on the earth. We're talking about a single planet with life on it. We're talking about a planet that has no such thing as a border. There's no such thing as a flag. All of this is effects from a cause. There is no flags. You see? Think about the messenger teachings. The Holy Quran say we created the earth. We made the earth in 6 days. The heavens and earth in 6 days. Now, I mean, not 6 days, 6 periods. The sun, moon, and star. Master Muhammad said what in the lessons? You don't know. You ain't studying your lessons. All right, I'm going to tell you what he said. 99 actual facts. He said the sun is 78 trillion years old. He said the star is 72 trillion years old. He said the moon is 66 trillion years old. What does the Holy Quran say in the Arabic? Forget the English crap that mistranslations. The Holy Quran teaches us, and we made the sun, moon, and stars. Here you have 6 periods. Let's think about that. If the moon is 66 trillion years old and it's not 6 days but 6 periods of time, mathematics, motion, 66 trillion plus 6, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. What did you say, Elijah? What did you say, Master Muhammad? The star is 72 trillion years old. The star came 6 periods after the moon. 66 trillion years later, we got a star. Whoa. The star is 72 trillion years old. Okay. So all of that, Hathor, the goddess, that's part of that's the elementary stuff. That's the effects, not the cause. We talking the black man is God. Let's go back to our origin. This star, 72 trillion years old. The distance from here to here, mathematically, is exactly 72 degrees. It's a 72 trillion year old star. It's 72 degrees between. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on that star. With 72 degrees, 5 times 72, what? Damn, 360. Okay. Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. All right? The moon, 66 trillion years old. The new crescent, 180 degrees exactly. The old crescent is over there. It's 180 degrees. 180 degrees, 180 degrees is what? 360 degrees. We build in the cipher, on the cipher. We are the cipher. Everything in the universe, the sun is round. The moon is round. The stars are round. The earths are round. The meteors are round. Your blood cells are round. Your sperm cells are round. The eggs are round. The atoms are round. Everything in our universe, family, operates in 360 degrees. The moon, 66 trillion years old. Plus 6, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. It brings us to our star. 72 trillion years old. 72 trillion years plus 6 periods, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Brings us directly to our sun. Master Muhammad said, what? The sun is 78 trillion years old. The sun on the surface, 14,072 degrees hot, 93 million miles away from the planet Earth, 150 million kilometers, 2,679,785 miles in circumference, 850,000 miles in diameter. In the center of the radius, 426,500 miles. And since light travels 186,000 miles per second, it takes that sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds or 500 seconds to reach the body or the melanin of the black man's body. The black man is God. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us it was 6 periods of time. The Holy Quran teaches us that it was done in 6. Your Genesis, your genes is, your genetics, your Bible, your Torah, your Genesis teaches you what? God did not create the sun, moon, and stars. It says he made the sun, moon, and stars. Think that over. When you create, the attribute of Allah is Al-Khaliq, the creator. But when you make something, you start with something. See, you can create a tree from the atom, but you could cut down that tree, plane that wood, and make a wooden chair. You didn't create the chair, you made the chair. You could take and create the turtle, and the head come out that turtle. But the devil will study what you created, and he'll make him a tank. You create the bird, and he make him a plane. Think it over. You created the well. He made the submarine. It's a science here, family. You created money, but your money was not fiat money. Your money was not promissory notes. Your money was not pieces of paper. Your money was reality. Your money was life, love, energy, power, unity. All of the universal forces are your money. In our brains, we think that our planet always had homes. And from the homes, we made towns. And from the towns, we made city-states. And from the city-states, we made states. And from the states, we made nations. And our spooky people is running around like, I'm in the Nation of Islam. The whole universe is the real Nation of Islam. The real Nation of Islam has no beginning nor end. It's older than the sun, moon, and stars, family. The said Nation of Islam has no birth record. There's no price you can put on it. You can't take and put the picture of Master Muhammad on a piece of paper and say, this is the new money. That's the new technology. You can't take and put Elijah on a gold piece of gold, a gold coin, a gold ring, a gold charm, and be like, this is the new money. That's the devil's way of thinking. That's satanic trick. That's 10% rich slave makers of the poor teaching. You're simply trying to make Santa Claus black. You're simply trying to paint Jesus black. You're simply trying to make your devil a black man or a black woman. It's tricknology, family. It's all about the individual atom. It's all about the individual person. And this is why you see me move the way I move, because I'm trying to teach y'all are the temple. The temple of the beautiful temple of Hathor. They tried to hide that. They didn't want y'all like, oh, this girl got, she got the stuff on the ceiling. She got the astronomy stuff. And our scholars, so-called, our mathematicians, so-called, they're teaching y'all as above, so beneath. Spooky. As beneath, so above. Messenger Elijah Muhammad said in his last book, I'll say as what? Rob what? He explained to us like this, family. He explained to us, no, all this, they built the pyramids, the line with the star. There was no stars. What are y'all talking about? The star is 72 trillion years old. The sun is 78 trillion years old. Messenger Elijah Muhammad, first messenger, last messenger, only messenger. How long has the black man been on the face of this planet? Our Savior has arrived, 1974. Answer. The black man has been on Earth for the past 76 trillion years. 2 trillion years after our sun, the Earth had to cool off, bond her balance, and produce the original man out of the oceans. We came out of water. We had no females yet. There was no stars in the heavens yet. There was no star on our flag. There was no moon. That came 66 trillion years ago. That's new stuff. Our flag was all red according to Messenger Elijah Muhammad. It represented the tribe of Shabazz. There was one. It broke up into 13 families. It became 13 tribes. One of our gods, dissatisfied with the others, he wanted everybody to speak the same dialect. He blew up part of our planet. Imagine that. A human being, a man could do that in 2023. You can take and go to an active volcano area right now and drill into it, and set off a nuclear bomb, and you'll take and blast this thing and change the whole dynamics of this planet Earth that we call Earth today. So the messenger teaches us 76 trillion years ago, we was on the Earth. But the stars didn't come into 72 trillion years. 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. 4 trillion years human beings was on Earth without no stars. There was no Capricorn, Scorpions, no Libras, no Aquarius, no Zodiac. This is why the message like shun astrology. This is all the spookism. Y'all just go for the devil's tricknology back to back to back. Our planet had the sun, no moon. We used the planet Mars to keep the water in check. We used Mars, the planet, as a moon, but we did not have, as the Holy Quran calls it, Al-Qamar or Al-Badr, we did not have Al-Qamar, the moon, 66 trillion years ago, which is 240,000 miles away from the planet Earth today. We didn't have that. It wasn't made yet. We didn't make that yet. We didn't have the stars, Najm, as the Holy Quran calls it in the Arabic. We didn't have the stars yet. But we had our sun, the 90th surah of the Holy Quran. We had Al-Shams, the Arabic name for the sun. We had the sun, family. Know what I mean? And that sun, the message saying the flag of Islam, is the germinator of all seeds. Mentally, nutritionally, earthly, under the waters, I mean, in the atmosphere. This is how the gods move. You know what I mean? The Holy Quran teaches Allah, you know what I mean? He sat on the arsh or on his throne. It's not talking about no spooky stuff, family. The original man sitting on this earth, we produce a arsh, we produce water 6 miles high, known as the atmosphere. Without it, we would be dead. We wouldn't exist. So the sun hitting that atmosphere, I mean, produces mathematics that generates life on earth. It's all mathematics. Gods add and multiply, devils divide and subtract. They're trying to get you to divide, subtract from yourself. They're trying to limit your nature. But the nature of a thing cannot be changed. Message Elijah Muhammad teaches us our character can change, but our nature cannot be changed, family. It cannot be changed. So in reality, when you hear the FOI and the MGT, the 5%, the poor righteous teachers, I'm talking about the conscious ones, because you got a lot of spooky FOIs, a lot of spooky MGTs. They worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a ghost. They believe in jinn, life after death, all kind of stupid, spooky stuff that the messenger would look at you like, is you serious? You cannot coexist in this nation and say you're my follower, believing the devil's technology. Not at all, family. Know what I mean? Not nowadays. We now know and not just believe. We have empirical evidence today with the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay? So we're talking when Africa, Asia, what is the 7 continents? Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Australia, the 7 continents. The biggest one, Asia, 16 million square miles. Africa is 12 million square. When Asia and Africa was connected, when South America was connected to Africa, when North America was connected to Africa, this is why we tell you Africa's the whole world. This is why you're confused. You're like, oh, out of Africa, and you're like, oh, we came out of the Nile Valley civilization, oh, we came out of Nubia, did we come out of South Africa, Zania, or did we come out of this part of the Kush or the Ethiopia, or maybe we came from Nubia to Sudan? Listen, fam, it's all this, the devil divided and conquered you. They put these borders up, Upper and Lower Egypt, Nubia. What's separating? You could put 1 foot on Egypt and 1 foot on Nubia, 1 foot on Kemet or Black Egypt, and your right foot is on Nubia or the Black Sudan. You could take and put 1 foot on Nubia, the Black Sudan, and put the other foot on Black Kush or Ethiopia. It's the same thing. That little thin Nile, you know how many times the Nile River changed? Master Muhammad said the Nile River is 4,690 miles. Listen, family, I don't even have time to even waste my breath. But the messenger told us, he said, when the angels of Allah come, they're not going to come disputing truth. They're not going to have time to dispute truth. He said that in The Fall of America, right in this book, right? You read it for yourself. I can't keep reteaching the elementary teachings of Elijah Muhammad to you because you are spooky, because you're thinking with a divided mind. The messenger told us in 1972, Theology of Time, he said, how do we come to a whole number? Know what I mean? You take the fraction and you got to find a common denominator, family. We all black. From us come 4 shades of black, 4 shades of brown, 4 shades of yellow, 4 shades of red. The albinos, the whites, everyone and everything come from the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. I know you think this is some crazy stuff, but wait till these devils finish with you. It's going to dawn on you eventually. Know what I mean? See, you still got hope in Lucifer. You still got hope that the 10% are better than the 5%. Now, we don't dispute the 10% got more money than the 5%. But when we say they have more money than the 5%, we're saying it on the level of the 85%. Now, amongst the 5%, we like the 10% don't even exist. The 10% don't have a penny. They don't have no money. They got illusions, smoke and mirrors. I mean, they know how to use the puppeteer to control the masses. And our thing is, we know how to do that too, but we don't want to do that. Our life and our death and our service and our sacrifices is for the people. It's to wake up the individual. We know that we're not going to be on a broad path. I mean, I don't intend holding a 1,000,000-man march. I'm not trying to be a billionaire with 1 billion pieces of fiat money. I mean, you're not going to have me worshiping the devil, praying to Satan. I mean, bowing down to that mystery God. No. I'm telling you, raw and plain, the black man is God. Period. I mean, so these devils under the Fed, I mean, they have their deposit insurance. Hypothetically, say you had $1 million, 1 million pieces of fiat money, and you went to the bank, you put your $1 million in the bank, in a checking account. They gave you your account number, your route number, a checkbook. You be like, okay, I got $1 million in the bank. And the bank folds. You only get back $250,000. But my thing is, I'm not so naive that I'm telling you to go back to some ancient days and use the barter system. We're going to trade salt and stones and petri shells, and you give me 3 chickens, I'll give you a goat. Nah, I'm saying imperialism is here right now. It's going to be here for my physical entire life, no doubt in my mind whatsoever. So I don't delude myself. I understand where I'm at. But my thing is teaching you, you got to learn how to fight. You got to understand reality. Haq, as the Holy Quran calls it, Surah 22, Ayah 6, Allahu and Ahaq. The God is the reality. I'm trying to give y'all that reality. Wake up, family. I know you don't want to wake up. It's easy to dream and one day the black kids and white kids is going to all integrate. And listen, family. I mean, we don't hate white people. I mean, it's a whole bunch of black people that hate you. I mean, it's a whole bunch of white people that's trying to wake you up. I mean, we deal with reality. We deal with we deal with freedom, justice, and equality, balance, common sense, mathematics, cause and effect. You know what I mean? So the things that you think you're going to get in the future, you already got it. You just got to wake up and utilize it. You know what I mean? You just have to wake up, family, and utilize it. You know what I mean? And mathematically, these big banks, 10%ers, all banks are not bad banks. You know what I mean? All banks, you have people that start banks that have good intentions. It's just that the system is corrupt. You know what I mean? It's just that the feds is printing money willy-nilly out of thin air, and they don't realize this money is not backed by anything of sound value. That's the problem. If you put it, I wouldn't care what they put it on. If they backed it with cars or houses or whatever. Now, I mean, now let me make it plain for you real quick. I like to talk the simple stuff. You know, like they say, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? I'm kind of stupid in certain areas. So I want to keep it simple for you. When you start a business in the United States, and say you're poor, you got a lot of, like, I remember seeing, what was the name of that show? I seen this show one time. It's a series called The Men Who Built America. Good show. Laughable, because I'm like, didn't the slaves build America? But they ignore us. All right. I get it. All right, so the white men that built America. All right. Now, they into, like, the railroads. They into, like, the steam engine, the electric light, all that kind of stuff. All right. Now, they were poor, some of them, dirt poor. And when they worked their behind off and got some fiat money, the federal government came in and said, hold up, y'all making too much money. So we're going to create antitrust situation. We're going to stop y'all from getting so much money. Y'all imagine that you hustling, you poor, you know what I mean? Imagine you in the underground. You know what I mean? You got some work, you know what I mean? You hustling, sacrificing, putting in work, taking work, you know what I mean? Doing your thing, and you coming up. And somebody say, wait a minute. You was moving 100 birds. Now you're moving 1,000 birds a year. That's too many birds. We don't want you moving no more. You'll be like, those are war words in the street, in the underground. But that's basically what the government came in with the DuPonts and the Rockefeller. They was like, see, they looked at it like, yo, y'all making too much money. Y'all getting a monopoly. The government like, we supposed to run a monopoly. The feds like, we run a monopoly. Who runs the monopoly on your money? The feds. The feds ain't got, they not part of the government for real. I mean, they gangsters, just like any other gangster. But they gangsters that's smart. And you can't hate the player, you gotta hate the game. The Fed is so wickedly wise. They are the gods of America. Yeah. The message told us that too. He said the white race are the gods of America. That's what Jesus taught them. I mean, they're in a position due to stealth, cunning, deception, greed, political intrigue, and physical violence and fraud. And they basically in 1913, they literally took over the world. 10%ers. I mean, so Master Muhammad simplified. He's like, they the 10% rich slave, they slave makers of the poor. You know what I mean? They bloodsuckers. You know what I mean? But they're here. That's the reality. They're here. We're in that system. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to sell. You can't buy the final call of America unless you got fiat money. You can't buy a final call unless you got some fiat. You can't go to Savings Day without fiat money. You can talk black all day long. But if ain't nobody pay for the electric bill with fiat money, your mic ain't going to work, homie. I can't make this video on YouTube without fiat money. I mean, I can't. It costs money to pay the bill for this technology. I mean, so you got to understand the reality of where you at. And you got to analyze, deputize, and scrutinize what you have to do. How can I move in this matrix? Know what I mean? Be like, okay, all right, it is what it is. But I have to be who I am. So the good thing is, if you're going to put your money in the bank, like say the person put $1 million in the bank and they got their checkbook or whatever the case may be, it's like, their $1 million is only shored up to 250,000. But you gotta outthink the beast. Say, okay, I'm gonna take my $1 million and say, I'm using any bank. I don't promote no bank, but say you went to TD Bank or Bank of America, whatever. You go in the bank, you got $1 million. You be like, okay, I want to put this $1 million in the bank. I know y'all gonna rob me. Y'all gonna take my money. As soon as it touches out and it's in all kind of stuff that I could have did myself. I could have put it in real estate, stocks, bond. Y'all gonna do that. And y'all going, off my $1 million, y'all might make, say, 200,000. And off the 200,000, y'all going to give me, say, 40,000. I'm the sucker in this. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to take my $1 million I'm not going to open a checking account in here. I want to take 250,000, open one account, and then take 250,000, open another account. Then take 250,000, open a third account. Then I want to take 250,000, open a fourth. That way, if y'all go under, all my $1 million is insured. I mean, it's like at least put me down with how to do it. So I know how to do this thing here. You know what I mean? I would prefer you take your $1 million and invest it yourself and put it to work yourself. You know what I mean? But if you want to take and just put it in the bank and get 6-7% interest, hey, do your thing. You know what I mean? You know, but that's the better way of doing it, if you will. You know what I mean? You know, at least in that situation, it would take a collapse of the American economy and the money game, the fiat money really is different from the economy. You know what I mean? They know how to manipulate the economy. That's really what they're doing. So finance basically is the study and basically the discipline of money, currency, and capital assets in an imperialistic system. When you have, like, everybody talk about the Queen of the UK, the Queen of Britain, she controlled, on the other side of the world, Britain. Now, black people go to Jamaica for so-called vacation. And when you go over Jamaica for vacation, you see the imperialist stuff. They don't take you to the hood. They're not showing you the real Jamaica. They not take you up Blue Mountain. I mean, the white man up there with the Jamaican coffee, like, this coffee is so rich, I mean, but the imperialists control the coffee. So the people stay poor. The black people stay poor. And these colonizers, invaders, these 10% bloodsuckers, they get richer and richer. You know how much money they making when you go to Ghana? I mean, you go in the countryside, you go to Nigeria. All these places have beautiful tourist sections, but go to the hood. Go to the hood and talk to the people in the hood. I mean, they be like, I wish one of you jokers would bring your ass down here in the hood. You be like, you come to Philadelphia, you go to Independence Mall, you know what I mean? You see the Liberty Bell. Take your ass down the Badlands. Go down Kensington and Allegheny. The tourists be like, oh my God, lions and tigers. This is the real Philadelphia. Every city has a real part. That's where the black folks at. The fake part, the pump and glitter, that's the smoke and mirrors. And this is how they do the world. They want you to think that, you know, it's all peaches and cream and sweet and beautiful. Know what I mean? But it's like, it's different. Know what I mean? It's like finances are different from the economy. They are able to manipulate the economy because they control fiat money. Know what I mean? It's like the same pack of hot dogs, baked beans, Kool-Aid, and bread that I used to buy with $5. I now spend $5 just on a pack of hot dogs. I don't eat hot dogs, but if I wanted a pack of hot dogs, they'd be like $5. Back in the day, we used to eat pork hot dogs. You get a pack of beef hot dogs, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. You get some sugar nowadays, a loaf of wheat bread might cost you $5, $3, $4, $5. You know what I mean? So it's not that the money changed, it's just that it's not backed by anything. So they could literally say inflation going up. What does that mean? That means if you have if you're a billionaire and inflation runs amok, your $1 billion could be $1 million. Your $1 billion could be 500,000. Your $1 billion 10, 20 years from now could be $36.09. That's the game they playing. Know what I mean? The moment the person that told you, the Fed, told you that this was money, the moment they change their mind and say, you know what? we're going to go off the paper standard. We're going to just use digital money like Bitcoins and Cash Apps or whatever, the Vimo, Chime, all the money, and believe me, in the future, all the money is going to be digital. Why? It's easier to manipulate and control the masses like that. Think about it. I just was working with a client, and we was refinancing the mortgage, whatever, trying to keep afloat in this economy. And amazingly, but not unexpectedly, they'll come in and pay off all your credit cards, but you didn't see a physical penny. Digital. They'll refinance your 30, say you got a 15 or 30-year mortgage on your home. They'll refinance that and just on the computer just change the date. now you 8 years extra on that joint. They be like, in fact, you ain't even gotta pay your mortgage for the next 2-3 months. You're like, oh my goodness, I saved some money. No, you didn't. It's fiat money, ain't that? But the beauty of it is, if you're thinking on your feet, you're like, okay, these jokers paid off my credit cards and cleared me of my debts. Now, the Bible teaches that, the borrower is a slave to the lender. But I'm a hustler by nature. I know how to make $1 out of 15 cents by nature. Why? I created the whole universe from nothing. I created the sun from nothing. There was no hydrogen atom. I created the hydrogen atom and sparked it and made the sun. I made the atom of iron. I made nitrogen. I made the earth. I made the woman for the man. I made the trees and I made the fish in the sea. This is the power of the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of planet Earth, the God of the universe. That creative mind is still in you. And if you use that creative mind, you can never be defeated. You will survive the economic fall of the United Snakes of America. See, our people, back in the day, Majid used to draw the cartoons. And I remember seeing in the Muhammad Speaks, this beautiful, I used to have it hanging up on the wall. It was so beautiful. I thought I got to get that picture, put it up here in the Supreme Angel studio. He drew a picture of a snake. The head of the snake was Uncle Sam. He had his mouth open. And he wrapped his coils around the Philippines, around Africa, China, India, around the whole world. And it gives the impression that you can simply cut the head of the snake off. Not at all, family. This is how the game goes. It's just like the street game. If the devil comes in and knock off the street hustlers, like, oh, they selling birds or whatever, they lock up the whole little crew. You blink your eyes, there's a new crew to take that place. You cut the head off of the devil, you destroy the system, you overthrow the government, you blink your eyes, there's a new America, there's a new government. So the Republicans want to storm the Capitol. If the Republicans are successful in overthrowing the United States government, and I don't think they will be, but say hypothetically they was, what would happen if the Republicans was able to storm the Capitol and overthrow this system? Now you got Trump and his cronies in place. It might be cute for a minute. They might be talking, it may be good for blacks and Hispanics or whatever for a minute. But it's like the book or the movie Animal Farm. It's like the revolutionary concept. You cannot change the nature of anything in our universe, family. So when the animals overthrew the farm, and instead of the farmer eating the animals ate the farmer, and they took over, they thought like, okay, yeah, we in power now. But what happened? The pig was still a pig. The snake was still a snake. The dog was still a dog. The rat was still a rat. You cannot change the nature of a thing. You can alter its characteristics, but you cannot fundamentally or diametrically change its nature. So whether it's a black face, a Mexican face, a Puerto Rican face, a white face, a straight face, a gay face, an old face, a young face, or whatever, you could do it under the banner of socialism, communism, whatever, capitalism, whatever. It's all the same thing, just in a different way. Because your premise is the system. You're thinking you're going to change the system. Now let's think about God. Let's look at how God's look at it. God is not trying to make black dollars. God is not trying to make black people strong in hell. His thing is like, listen, this is what we going to do. This is what the gods and angels going to do. We're going to burn America for 390 years. And then we're going to sit back and fold our arms and take 610 years for her to cool off. Then when we come back, there's going to be no apples, no apple seeds, and no apple trees, and no apple roots, no money, nothing. There's going to be a whole new creation. He, Allah, makes all things new. Bible, Book of Revelations, chapter 21. He, Allah, God makes all things. He don't make nothing new. He makes all things new. It's a science there, family. Know what I mean? He makes all things new. So the way that you really got to do it, you got to go to the root of the problem. Know what I mean? And the root of the problem is you got to take away all the banners and flags and all these organized religions and all these economies, all these governments and concepts, because America is not confined to North America. If you go to Mexico, you can eat McDonald's. If you go to China, you can eat KFC. If you go to Russia, you can bank at Bank of America in Russia. That mentality is a global phenomenon. So you cannot think that you're going to change the system. What you really got to do is change the principles. You have to change the individual minds or hearts of the people so that the people, white or black, Muslim or Christian, atheist, all that trick knowledge, all that divide and conquer stuff, Yaqub, that's all Yaqub, Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz's teachings. He taught the people, he taught his devils, go amongst them and start controversy, slander them, and have the people believe your lies and gossip. And once you have the people arguing and fighting and killing each other, you come in as the peacemaker and you be able to rule both sides. That's the teachings and the mythology of the Antichrist, not the Christ. That's the Antichrist. You will not be able to buy or sell unless you had a mark of the beast. Stop right there. Don't waste your time thinking you're going to buy and sell without the mark of the beast. Accept that science. Like, okay, you're going to need the mark of the beast. I'm going to move like a chameleon. Yeah, I'm going to use these dollars, these dying dollars, you know what I mean? But I'm conscious, you see? If you have a good heart and you want to tip like, yo, yeah, I did this, I sold poison in the hood, but I came back to the hood and got rid of all the poison. You cannot stop something unless you control it. That might have went over your head. You cannot stop something unless you control it. Think about that for a minute. I'm not just talking about underground. I'm talking about politics, Democrats, Republicans, independents, banks, schools, homes, yourself, healthcare, whatever. You cannot stop the negative until the positive control it. Evil people exist and evil conditions prevail because good people sit back and don't do crap. But each one teaching one. That's the challenge. You're gonna have a big giant party for the Democrats, the Republicans, the Congress, the senators, the bankers, whatever. But you want to affect the mentality of the individual. Because when that individual starts thinking for himself or herself, that's what put the fear of God in these devils, brothers and sisters. The Fed is over the banks. The Fed makes more money than the cartels. They make more money than the real estate agents. They make more money than the stockbroker. They don't make more money. They literally make the money. And since they're making artificial money and got you believing that the Fed is part of the federal government, that's how they got everybody. They ain't got me. They got me, you, the entire planet Earth, covering 196,940,000 square miles. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. Accept that. Accept that reality. You got to know what you can do and what you can't do. But this is what the Fed, they're weaker than water, for real. See, this is their Achilles heel. Their Achilles heel is human beings realizing that they're human beings. Oh my goodness, it's so simple. It's over when we wake up to our global republic, the power of the people, for the people, by the people. These little bullies on the block, they look tough. That don't mean that the bully won't punch me right. Yeah, they might take they already took, I had 400 videos on it. They took all 400 of my joints off. Got me stopped all over. You know what I mean? Get out of here. You know what I mean? They going to want to shut you up. But you can't be afraid of the bully. I mean, you see, the thing is like, when we at school, whatever, it's like, okay, this dude is twice my size, whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody looking, he talking about, all right, meet me after school, woo, bang. And when he said that, like, damn, my heart beating for real, for real. I'm afraid, but I'm not scared. See, the bully don't understand. I'm just as crazy as the bully. So what do? You go to the bully. Be like, all right, you want to fight me? Yeah. And you punch that bully straight in his face. Straight in her face. You punch her. Oh! And you know what's going to happen? Plain language. Pardon my. The bully going to kick your ass. But you know what the bully going to say in his or her mind? I'm not going to bully this one. No more. I'm going to bully somebody else. This one is willing to fight back. See, the bully is a punk, a coward. The bully is tough because they give the illusion that they're tough. See, when they sell them wolf tickets, let me buy one. Let me buy 2 of them joints. I mean, tell you what we going to do. This is what we going to do. I'm going to stab you, you stab me. I'm going to shoot you, you shoot me. I'm going to punch you, you punch me. I'm willing to die to be me. I'm not willing to live as a slave. The struggle continues, family. Remember, only the messenger's message can guide you through this age of mess. It gets greater later. Islam Allah.